Sir, I wish you was in the truck with me when I was building my plumbing company. Myself and my wife was running the office because I sure remember working pretty hard and long hours. Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big
Oh,
guy.
stop it.
Is that your
All right.
solution, everybody?
Hold it. No, sit down. Sit down.
Okay.
You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond? Mr.
Hold it. If
Hold
we
on.
can, no,
This is
I have
what
the
he
mic.
said.
I'm sorry.
This is
hold
what
it.
he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't. This is a hearing.
And what I'm hearing is the death knell of a functioning democracy. That is Senator Markwayne Mullin threatening the Teamsters leader, Sean O'Brien, to engage in a brawl in the middle of a Senate Help Hearing Committee. I mean, I guess the Teamsters president also wanted to engage in the fight. By the way, this is not the first time that Markwayne Mullin has threatened to fight someone. This is not the first time that Markwayne Mullin has threatened to fight that particular person. So this is just now a thing in our government. You know, I jokingly said during our debate coverage last week that I'm surprised no one on the debate stage has rushed each other, because that's obviously something the right wants to see. But that is actually going on in government. And Ida, should we be embarrassed? Should we be surprised? Like, how are we supposed to react to what we're seeing?
You know, I come from the inner city where fighting was the language of a lot of people who didn't have the coping, the mechanisms to deal with things from a different point, from a different place, because they didn't have the tools. But to see people who have grown up with privilege that are in positions where they have health insurance, so they have access to mental health care, it's really just devastating to see this. As a mom, like, I think you now, as you have joined you've joined the group of parenthood, what our children are watching. Children are observational learners. We tell our kids to learn to resolve their issues without violence, not to fight, that this is not an elevated way to do things. But the officials who are making the laws, making decisions about our country, this is how they behave. We are not only just a joke internally, and even though we may laugh at this, this is a serious issue. The world is watching. It makes us vulnerable to other people to see that we are falling apart. As much as we like to frame ourselves as a superpower, there are people looking at us and saying, the apprentice guy was the president. This is what they do now. You got a congresswoman doing push-ups and yoga on video. Like, this is a joke. It is the peanut gallery. And what I want to say is that I think that was the most concerning about this. I know I'm being long-winded because I didn't even see this story. So as a comedian, I'm like, yo, I got material. But I think what's the most scary part about it, there's a great group, a great percentage of our country that looks at that and celebrates it and says, this is somebody being real. This is where we are. And it is such a strong indicator about the mental health condition of the collective in this country.
Yeah. I 100% agree. First of all, they like violence. They like blood. They like the idea that you don't have to try to persuade your political opponents or whatever. You can beat them or potentially kill them. He's being real, except, like, can we point out that he is being the exact opposite of real? Yeah. Markwayne Mullin knows there's not going to be a fight in the Senate hearing chamber. What he is doing, it's bluster, it's bravado. It's very easy to threaten someone when you know Bernie Sanders is gonna hold you back. Like, this is not a tough guy. This is a tough guy hiding behind the fact that clearly he's not actually gonna get punched in the face. And I will also say, like, look, this is, as you point out, it's like on some level, I guess, funny, that it's also deeply concerning. But, and you know, I don't wanna make everything about fascism, but this sort of thing, it feels like of a kind with Donald Trump being really ridiculous and absurd. Like, those might seem like like, oh man, the right, they really look bad. They're gonna be ineffective because of this. But this is part of the strategy. Government is not supposed to be a serious thing. It's not supposed to be a respectable thing. It's not supposed to be an effective thing. It is supposed to be a ridiculous thing, because a ridiculous thing you do not have to respect. You don't expect anything of a ridiculous thing like the government that they're showing us. It trains people to think, this isn't serious. This isn't something that can help me. This isn't something I should be involved in. This is spectacle. And that's all it needs to deliver at that point. There's already a significant portion of the country that thinks that. With Donald Trump's speeches and people threatening each other on the Senate floor, this is the exact opposite of how you have a government that's responsive to the people. And it is not an accident. You're gonna see more of this bluster and buffoonery and looking ridiculous. Fascists throughout history have always looked absurd. It is not an accident, it's a tactic. Absolutely. That's what I think.
And they're pandering, I agree with you 100%. They're pandering to that base. And even if they're not willing to fight, because they have too much to lose, they perpetuate the violence that we're seeing in the country. And the people who do have things to lose and are willing to lose it all, because those people are saying it's good to punch somebody in the face if you don't disagree. That's the good old American way. It's really sad, it's insulting, and it is, like I always say, is a very big indicator of where the education system is in this country, where politicians know that you are dumb enough that they can tell you whatever they want to tell you and you're gonna believe it. And we should be angry about that.
Yeah, and however dumb people are, they want you to be dumber.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.